What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to TMEC. I'm your host, Habas, and essentially, we talk about design and tech. So, if you're interested in any of that kind of content, you might want to consider subscribing and turning on the notifications such that you get notified when we push up some dope videos. So, without any further ado, today we're going to be essentially talking about what makes a great logo. So, not wasting your time, let's dive in. Catch you on the other side. Once more, welcome to Logo Processing, the right place to talk about logos. So we are going to be looking at some of the criteria you will put in place when designing a logo or when requesting for a logo from a designer. So what are some of the things you consider? There are a lot of parameters that are put together when logo is being created, which you should know in order that when ordering or when designing a logo, you should obtain the right thing. So what are some of the criteria that actually make a logo stand out? But before we get to pointing out those criteria, it will be good that we actually know what a logo is. A logo is a period at the end of the sentence and not the sentence itself. Essentially, what this means is it is an identifier. It is meant for identification and not communication. A logo is not meant to say a whole lot about the company. It is simply meant to identify the company. We can achieve communication through a brand commercial or a promotion video where we get to talk a lot about what the company does. A logo is not supposed to be pretty. It's not meant to be love at first sight. When just designed, it shouldn't be the most amazing thing you have ever seen. Rather, it gets to have meaning with time because the logo is a vessel through which you pour meaning and people get to understand and feel when you have defined what your brand stands for. So, what are some of the things we have to avoid when designing a logo? Essentially, we have to avoid being generic, not using some cliche symbol that is obvious to everyone. We have to avoid being too complicated, pouring in a lot of detail in there that when reduced into smaller format or when converted to monochrome, all these details are lost and the logo doesn't longer play its role easily. So we shouldn't be trendy. When designing a logo, you look at it long term and not something for 1 or 2 years, but for a longer perspective, that even after a longer period of use, it should still be effective. So what are some of the great qualities of a good logo? First of all, I would say the logo should be super simple. Great simplicity. It should be something that expresses clarity and easy to remember. Something like the Windows icon or the Canal Plus logo that you see once or twice and you're able to replicate and reproduce it easily without much stress. You see it once or twice, you're able to remember it. That is great simplicity. It should be scalable. It should work in small and large formats. It should work in monochrome and in color. It should be able to work across social media platforms because there the icons are really small, as well as should be effective when blown up on billboards and more. So it should equally be memorable. Someone sees it once, twice, able to recall and remember exactly what it looks like and how it feels like equally. So it should really be memorable. Something like the Nike icon or the Apple logo, something that you can easily reproduce and you can easily just remember it because of its great simplicity. It should generate the right kind of feeling, that it should be appropriate. It should be appropriate in the sense that if it is in cosmetics, maybe it should be elegant, in sports, necessarily bold, and it should just evoke the right kind of energy when you see it. Like you look at the Red Bull logo, immediately you have a perception of it. You feel energy already because it generates the right kind of feeling in you. So your logo should actually be appropriate. It should be scalable. When choosing your typography or putting together typesets, you should be able to pair the right typography and make them legible enough such that in small and large pixel format, they should work effectively. So scalability or legibility is a criteria that you consider of top class when designing a logo because you never know exactly where the logo is going to be used. So in summary, we're going to say our logo should be simple, it should be memorable, it should be appropriate. Appropriateness here is in the feeling, the right kind of emotions. It should be legible, it should be easy to read, it should be scalable in small and large pixel format, and it should be distinctive. Should be distinctive because what you really want to achieve here is an artistic quality, something that is simple, memorable, and appropriate, but yet very different from what people are used to seeing. So it is a balance that is very difficult to achieve, but it's possible when you put together all these criteria or parameters when defining what logo you want to design. So common logos in Cameroon, such as the CRTV, the NAO, the Nestle, the Group SABC logo, these are some of the logos you see nearly every day. And you want to find out from the comment section which of them you think does not succeed in the test of simplicity, appropriateness, memorability, scalability, legibility, and all that. So you might want to tell me in the comment section which of them failed that test, alongside other logos which you equally see commonly every day in Cameroon. Some of them are really amazing, some of them are really poor. So tell me in the comment section what you think. Like the Guinness logo, really complicated in a sense that it has some details, but Guinness is able to use it effectively by pairing it with the right kind of graphics and visuals and communication, so that it works effectively. So it's really about meaning with time. It's reduced but with a lot of details, yet still works effectively. So it's actually obtaining that balance that gives you that artistic quality. So we should be able to learn from the best. That is, simplicity is what we really want. Simple logos, easy to remember, easy to recall. That is really what you want when requesting for a logo or when designing a logo. Like you look at the Coca-Cola logo, look at the Nike logo, look at some of the amazing logos we have seen here are actually very effective and easy to use because of the fact that they have been reduced to great simplicity and maintain a high level of artistic quality. So that is that for logo processing today. You might want to consider subscribing if you want to stay in touch when we push out more information concerning design and tech. So we'll continue with logo processing in the next episodes next week. So catch you guys in the next one. Peace.